Hello and thank you so much for staying tuned to Champions TV. This is Nature Talk and I am your host Grace Achieng. And today's topic of discussion is the unknown facts about the Lamu Power Point. And our guest in studio is Vincent Ojuka. So welcome so much, Vincent.
Thank you.
And just begin by explaining to us what we mean by Lamu Power Plant.
All right, thank you, Sharon, or rather Grace. About Lamu, there's a proposed idea by the government of Kenya to have a power generating plant in Lamu, which is going to use coal as its raw material. And the project is supposed to commence come 2020, and the company that is given the tender to have the company built is the Amu Power Plant. Yeah, the project is expected to have a lot of side effects, environmental effects on the people, and environmentalists like me have been seen on street to be against the project, and today we can share such insights. Yes.
And so we have the Sustainable Development Goals, that is according to the United Nations Environmental Program.
Yes.
So how is this Lamu coal plant related to the Sustainable Development Goals?
Yeah, the Sustainable Development Goals are 17 in number, and the specific one that we are addressing with the issue of the coal plant and the activism is on the goal 13, that is on the climate action. You realize that coal is a fossil fuel. I mean, it's unclean. There's nothing like clean coal. So once we start harnessing coal, there will be a lot of pollution to the environment. That smoke, which is very dangerous, and it's the production of the greenhouse gases that will mess up with the atmosphere. And so the global family had made a commitment in Paris, that is in 2015, from the Paris Agreement document, that each and every country must ensure that by some time we must have clean energies and reduce the amount of emission that is going to the environment. Yeah, that is to address the SDG number 13 of the climate action. Yes.
Okay, so you're telling us that coal is all about fossil fuels, and we all know that fossil fuels contribute to the greenhouse gases.
Yes.
Now, there's this SDG that talks about clean and affordable energy.
Yes.
Is this Lamu Power Plant going in line with this SDG, or it's against it?
No. In terms of this, the people that are promoting, the coal plant, they are trying to tell us that coal is clean. Coal can never be renewable energy. The only clean energies are renewable energies that which include solar, the geothermal energy, wind energy, and then we have got the tidal energy that is from the ocean tides. And at whatever point can coal be a renewable energy? It's never.
Yes. Okay. And what about the negative impacts of this power plant towards the ecosystem now?
The anticipated impacts for coal is such diverse. One, Lamu itself is a cultural site. It was graded by the UNESCO to be a cultural heritage site. So once the population in Lamu and the people living in Lamu are messed up with, we are sure that at one point we will not have that cultural site. And you see the tourism industry benefits so much on the cultural sites. So we might have a situation whereby the Lamu people are all dead or messed up with, the population is going down just because of what we are exposing them to. That's one. Another effect, in terms of waste management, the current solid waste and liquid waste that we produce in Kenya, we are not managing them well, and the waste that are produced from coal are too toxic to be managed. So if we have failed to manage the other ones, what about the ones for coal? You can see the situation it's quite dangerous. And also the production of that coal produce almost, or rather the company will be producing almost 8.8 megatons of carbon dioxide, and it goes to the atmosphere. And the issue of global warming. Once the global temperatures rises, the oceans, our snow caps will start melting, and we will not be having some ecosystem. Another effect of coal in Lamu is about the health effect, which is very key. We are risking life of people of Lamu. The pollution that the air that they will be inhaling, it will be interfering with their breathing system and then the respiratory system of these people. And fortunately, unfortunately, we might end up having a tragic situation whereby I'm terming this project as a death trap. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And now I understand that you are a youth.
Yes.
And now we also have other youths in the Lamu County. Yeah. And I believe that they have a role to play in this Lamu power plant. So what are some of the roles of youths in the Lamu power plant?
In terms of youth engagement in Lamu power plant or just the energy sector, we have an association called KIWESA, that is Kenya Inter-University Environmental Students Association. It is an association that is bringing on board youths from different campuses and universities that are doing environmental conservation or who are passionate about the environment. Now, what we have done about coal, through the partnership with the 350.org, that is an NGO that is dealing with advocacy issues, we have managed to make a report and then go to court through the National Environmental Tribunal. We have managed to set up a court case whereby the project has been stopped as for now, as we go on to look into the matter keenly. Our argument point is that each and every project must have what we call the environmental social impact assessment. And during the conduction of that impact assessment on the coal plant, a lot of things were not considered. In terms of public participation, the locals from Lamu were never considered or were considered at late point whereby they couldn't give out their views on the same. So with the partnership with the 350 organization and other climate organizations, we have managed to have a stop order, court stop order for that project. We have been doing an online advocacy in terms of creating awareness on that issue, and we might be termed as we are against development. We are not against development, but we want a development which is sustainable, whereby the economy benefit at the same time you don't mess up with the environment, because it is the same environment that you'll require the resources that you want to use. Yeah. And
now this Lamu coal plant, does it have other stakeholders who are supposed to sponsor it?
It's a government project, and most of the government projects are always sponsored by the grants from this bank. The bank that is sponsoring Lamu is African Development. The Lamu project's African Development Project, African Development Bank, I mean, and we have managed to have some influence on the bank and telling them to stop. With the facts that we give on the effect of coal, the bank is giving in, and they might end up not sponsoring the project. And we not call it as a plus to us, but we call it as a plus to everybody who is concerned about humanity. You know, it's a fight for humanity. It's not a fight for, the fight for the conservationists to win and the government or the economists to lose. It's about if you are someone who is human, you should not be, pro coal. Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much for staying tuned to Champions TV. Remember that you can join our discussion by sending us a direct text message to the number displayed on the screen, or you can also follow us on our Instagram page at Champions TV Kenya, or you can join our discussion via Facebook at Champions TV Kenya. So we will be right back after the break. This is Nature Talk.